car wash. Good evening everybody, Calm Biker here. Just come past the hand car wash. I'm not so sure about having your car washed by somebody by hand. Now, I'm all for washing your car by hand. Well, I used to be when I cared about these things, but I don't really care about cars anymore, so just whack it through the car wash nowadays. But I used to care about that kind of thing. But I never let somebody else wash my car by hand when I cared about those kind of things. Here's the automated car wash. Now this is an IMO, or IMO. I think it's IMO, and I should know because aside from a paper round, which I think is a rite of passage, paper round age 12 I think I was when I had my paper round. Apart from that, working in a car wash was my first job. And it was an IMO car wash. So it's quite a strange first job, I suppose, but for somebody who's now in software development. But it was actually while I was at sixth form college. Now, I don't know how schools work anymore. I mean, when I went to school, you went to primary school. Now, I went to primary school aged 4, and I left aged 9 to go to junior school, which was actually on the same site. But it was a separate building. Well, the buildings were actually connected, but the primary school children were not allowed into the junior school. And the junior school was well segregated because it had 4 years, and each of the 4 years had to stay separate. So that was from 9 to 13. And they were called first year, second year, third year and fourth year at juniors. And then we went to senior school, or high school. We were at a high school. And that was from age 13 to 15. And for some reason, the first year that you went there, it was third form. So it's third form, fourth form and fifth form. And after that, you could go to sixth form, which was for 2 years. Lower sixth and upper sixth. While I was at high school, just to make it more complicated, they changed the rules. And they added 2 extra years to high school at the beginning. So then you actually had a first and second, and the third form actually made sense after the event. So how complicated was that? You had first, second, third, fourth years, I think, followed by first, second, third and fourth years, followed by third, fourth and fifth years, followed by lower sixth and upper sixth. And then you went to university or whatever. Anyway, my usual way, going off at a tangent. Which way shall I go? I'll go left because nobody else is. Yeah, so while I was at sixth form, a bit of it anyway, I worked at the IMO car wash in the days before minimum wage. So if I remember correctly, I earned £1 an hour. So I'd actually cycle to this place. It was about 5 or 6 miles cycle each way, so 10 or 12 miles commute, if you can call it a commute, to do about 6 hours, sometimes a little bit more, at £1 an hour. Pretty atrocious really, but that's all you could get back then, before you had minimum wages. And we used to be there with our brooms, so we had a broom and a jet wash, and we'd take it in turns on the jet wash because that would keep you warm, because it was a steam cleaner, so it was actually quite warm. And if you were opposite it with a broom, because you'd have somebody doing the tyres, well not the tyres, the wheels with the steam cleaner, whilst somebody else was doing the windscreen and the rear windscreen with a broom and a bucket of water. If you were in front of the steam cleaner, you'd get soaked. And, oh, thank you. By the time it got to you, that fine mist of water was cold as well, so you'd get really cold. So you'd go home soaking wet as well as poor. And very, very cold. Even in winter, I don't understand why people have their cars washed in winter. I mean, that's not true. I can understand why you need to keep your car relatively clean and you want to get the salt off. But we would have people come in when there was, when the worst of it, there was about 2 feet of snow once, and the roads had been cleared. And we'd cleared this section. We spent a good couple of hours clearing a section so you could get in, thinking, why are we wasting our time? There's no way anybody's coming. And we had queues of people, like 10 people or 10 cars in a queue, waiting to get their car cleaned, and then you'd watch them go out, drive off down the road, and they were instantly dirty again. Mind you, those weren't the biggest queues. We had queues sometimes of 50 cars long. We'd actually block up the road with all the cars waiting to go into the car wash. So people do like having the cars clean. But back when I cared about those things, I would never have put my car through one because they scratch hell out of your paintwork. Those rotating brushes and what have you, absolutely scratch hell out of it. Anyway, I left that job in anger. One day I found out that somebody had been nicking money out of the till, which is hardly surprising when you're paying peanuts. But somebody had been nicking money out of the till, and we were all put under suspicion and told, we're going to be watched and all this kind of stuff. And I got angry about it and said, well, if you think we're going to be stealing money off you, you can stick your job where the sun don't shine, or words to those effect. I'm sure you can guess. Angry teenager. Yeah, that was my first job. I can't actually remember using the money for anything brilliant. It wasn't exactly the kind of money you could save up. I'd spend about a third of my day's wages on my lunch. So, but it gives you an idea of working. I think even when it's only a tiny amount of money, it gets you into the idea that working is good, and it gives you a bit of pride. I think that's the thing you need, is to take pride in whatever job you're doing. Anyway, I really am waffling on now, so I shall just shut up and say thank you for watching, ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.